Students, welcome back again for maths lecture. Today we'll be discussing regarding the topic how to solve question 3a and b. Okay, we'll just recap a bit. Yesterday we had solved question 2a. Write any two activities from the following which comes for 4 marks. In this question, 3 activities of 2 marks each will be given. Students should attempt any two of them. Then we had solved question 2b. Solve any 4 sub questions from the following. This comes for 8 marks. Remember, in this question, 5 sub questions of 2 marks each will be asked. Students should solve any 4 of them. Answers with the solutions are expected. Now remember this. Check from question 2, you will get options. Question 1 does not have any option. Question 1 comes for 8 marks. Question 2 comes for 12 marks. So if you have a proper look at question 1 and question 2, you come to know that question 1 and question 2 will comprise your 50% of the total marks which have been asked. So if you go thoroughly to question 1 and question 2, okay, you can easily get the passing marks. Okay, and after that you will uh, solve the next questions, okay, to increase your score. Now let's begin. Yesterday we had left out with some questions of question 2b, so first we'll complete those questions and then we'll move to question 3a. So remove your notebooks. You can start solving this with me. Now triangle LMN is similar to triangle PQR. Area of triangle PQR is 16. Area of triangle LMN equals to 9. If QR equals to 20, then you have to find MN. So how will you do this? Which property are you going to apply? Which property are you going to apply? Come on, students, tell me. Which property are you going to apply? The ratios of the areas of triangles in respect to their corresponding sides. Okay, you're going to apply that property. So with respect to that, okay, once you start solving this, you're going to write this as area of triangle, area of triangle LMN, area of triangle PQR equals to what it would be equal to. What it would be equals to LM. You are taking side LM. Now check values of which sides are given to you. MN. So you are taking the last two vertices of triangle LMN. So MN. Okay. And it is square of that. When you're considering the sides, you take the square. Understand? So MN square upon QR square. Is this understood by all the students? Any difficulty here? So now in the next line, what you will do is you just substitute the values. You just substitute the values. Now area of triangle LMN is given to you as 9 upon 16 equals to MN square upon QR square. Is this clear to all the students here? Any difficulty till here? Now you want value of MN. You don't want value of MN. Oh, sorry, you want value of mn, you don't want value of mn square. So what you will do is check 9, 16, they are perfect squares. So you'll remove the square root on both these sides. You're going to remove the square root on both these sides. So this is taken as 3 upon 4 equals to mn upon. Now in place of qr, I'm going to substitute the given value, that is 20. So what you will do now here? You have to simply reshuffle the terms. Okay, you're going to reshuffle the terms. So what will be the answer? What will be the answer? Can anybody help me out with this? Can anybody help me out with this? Come on. How will you solve this? Can anybody help me out with this? You just reshuffle the terms. You get mn equals to 3 into 20 upon 4. 3 into 20 is your numerator and 4 becomes your denominator. So you can cancel 20 and 4. You'll be left out with 3 into 5. Okay, you'll be left out with 3 into 5. So that equals to 15. That equals to what? Clear to all the students? Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in this? Should we move ahead? Now see, sides of triangle are 7, 24 and 25. Determine whether the triangle is the right angle triangle or not. So what you're going to do is you're just going to check whether the given sides they follow the Pythagoras theorem. Is this clear to all the students? So what you will do is you'll remove the square of the greater side first and then you'll remove the square of the remaining two sides and you will check whether the sum of the squares of the two smaller sides is equal to the square of the greater side, and if LHS equals to RHS, then yes, it is a right angled triangle. Is this clear to all the students? So that you're going to do it by converse of Pythagoras theorem. I'm not going to solve that. Okay, you have to do it on your own. Is this clear? Because this kind of question we had solved yesterday. So let's move ahead to the next question. The next question is check, draw a tangent at point M on the circle of radius 3.3 centimeters and center O. So first what you'll do is you'll draw the circle of radius 3.3. Is this clear? First what you'll do is you'll draw the circle of radius 3.3. After that what you will do is you'll name it, take center as O, which is already given to you. After that, you will take any point M on it. You have to take any point M on it. Take any point M on the circle. You take any point M on the circle. And what you will do is you will join the center with that point O and you will extend that line a bit in this way. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in this? Now from point M, you have to draw the perpendicular. So what you will do is, from point M, you are going to cut the two arcs on its opposite ends. Check in this way. You keep the tip of the rounder at point M, and you cut the two arcs, okay, on the opposite ends. And after that, from these two arcs, check from arc 1 and arc 2. From these two arcs, you are going to cut two more arcs in the upward direction, okay, with respect to the line, and you will join that arc, okay, where they meet with M. So that will give you the tangent. That will give you the tangent. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in this? Very simple. This kind of question also was solved yesterday. The next question: in triangle PQR, NM is parallel to RQ. If PM equals to 15, MQ equals to 10, and R equals to 8, you have to find PN. Which property are you going to apply for this? Which property are you going to apply for this? Which property? Come on, students, tell me. I'm waiting for your answer. Which property are you going to apply for this? Which property will you apply? You'll assume Pn to be X. You'll assume Pn as X. Which property are you going to apply? Which property? Come on, students, tell me which property are you going to apply?
Basic proportionality theorem.
Yes, you're going to apply the basic proportionality theorem. Very good, Monu. So we'll apply the basic proportionality theorem. So once you apply the basic proportionality theorem, you'll get that as Pn upon an R equals to Pm upon Mq. Is this clear to all the students? Now you'll substitute the values. You know, Pn is x, so x upon value of nr is 8. So take that as 8 equals to Pm is 15 upon Mq is 10. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in understanding this? Now we will move ahead. You'll reshuffle the terms. So what you'll get? X equals to 15 into 8 divided by 10. Okay, so what you'll get the answer? What is the final answer now? Check. You can cancel 10 with 15 first. You can cancel 10 with 15 first. So what happens is this 10 you go with 15. So 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15. And then this 2 with 8. 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8. Understand? So your answer is 3 into 4. So what is your answer? 3 into 4. 3 into 4 is what? 12. And you write that as units. Clear to all the students. Any difficulty in understanding this? Should we move ahead to the next question? Come on, let me know. Should we move to the next question? Yes. I will move to the next question. Now, next question is question number 3A. Complete and write any one of the following activities. In this question, two activities of 3 marks each will be given. Students should attempt any one of this. So, check question 2A. It's also an activity question that comes for 4 marks. Question 3A is also an activity question that comes for 3 marks. So activity questions will come for 7 marks and they are very easy actually. They are very easy for you all to answer. Understand? You can score maximum in this question. So attempt it very carefully. So let's move ahead to the next part. We'll start solving the activity questions. Now check. The question is complete and write any one of the following activities. In a figure, a rectangle PQRS is inscribed in a circle with center T. Complete the following activity to prove arc PQ is congruent to arc SR, arc SP is congruent to arc QR, and arc SPQ is congruent to arc QRS. So let's begin. Now, in the solution, they've given that PQRS is a rectangle. So as PQRS is the rectangle, we'll get chord PQ congruent to chord SR, and reason is also given to you. It is the opposite sides of a rectangle. Next line, they have given that arc PQ is congruent to arc that you have to write. And the reason is given to you. Arcs corresponding to the congruent chords. Understand? So check. Chord PQ. Chord PQ is given. Understand? Chord PQ is given. So arc corresponding to PQ is this arc PQ. Is this clear? So with respect to chord PS or say chord SR, with respect to chord SR, which is the arc? It is arc. Check this arc SR. Is this clear to the students? It is clear to all the students? So arc PQ is congruent to arc SR. Okay, so in the first box you get arc PQ congruent to arc SR. Any doubts till here? Similarly, chord PS is congruent to chord QR. So arc SP congruent to arc QR. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty till here? So that means check. Out of the three things we have got arc PQ congruent to SR, arc SP congruent to QR. You have to find this. Now here you are going to apply the arc addition property. So measure of arc SP plus a measure of arc. Check. You're talking regarding in the next line. Check. It is given SPQ. Check. In the next line it is SPQ. So SPQ is corresponding to this step. So SP plus
QR.
here it is. Yeah. SPQ is here. Understand? So out of that, check what it is given. SP. SP is given. So what is left out here? This PQ is left out. Understand? PQ is left out. So measure of arc SP plus measure of arc. Understand? Measure of arc PQ let's write it down here. Wait, I just erase this when it is coming on top of that. Measure of arc, what it is? PQ. And what would come in the next box? What would come in the next box? Come on, tell me. Yeah.
QR.
Measure of QR is already given. Check. Measure of QR is already
SR.
given.
SR.
It would be arc SR. Understand? It would be arc SR. So measure of arc measure of arc SR. So what would come in the next box? What would come in the next box? Therefore, measure of
SRQ.
arc is
SRQ.
equals to SRQ. It would be measure of arc
SRQ.
SRQ. It's very good. Measure of arc SRQ. The last box,
SRQ.
arc SPQ equals to arc
SRQ.
SRQ. Yes, very good. Yes, so very easy question. Check how many boxes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this question, there are 6 boxes. Each box consists of half mark. So if one box is correct, you definitely get half marks. Is this clear to all the students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now let's move ahead to the next question. Complete the following activity to find the length of the median. Now here you have to apply the distance formula. Now, what is the meaning of median? What is the median?
मीडियन हाफ करके दोनों को हाफ करके निकालने का.
It is the line. Okay, median is the line segment which is drawn from the opposite vertex, okay, to the side, which divides that side into two equal parts. Is this clear? Yes, Khushi Bano, beta, you're raising your hand. Shay Nawaz, you're raising your hands, beta. Any problem? No. So that means for getting the coordinates of point D. You're going to apply which formula? You're going to apply the midpoint formula. You're
Midpoint
going to,
formula.
yes, midpoint formula you're going to apply. Midpoint formula you need to apply. Very good. So check, they have already given by midpoint formula. X1 equals to 5 plus 3 upon 2. So 5 plus 3 is what? What is 5 plus 3?
8.
8 upon 2.
8.
8 upon 2.
8 upon
4
2. So
आएगा
what is,
आंसर.
it is 4. So what is
4.
value of x1? X1 is
4.
4.
very good. Now next is y1.
Y1
1
is
1 1. 2 आएगा तो 1 होगा 1.
It is 2 upon 2. See, minus 3 plus 5 is plus 2 because greater number is 5 with positive sign. So plus 2 upon 2. So that equals to 1.
1.
So y1 equals to 1. So by distance formula, what you will get? AD equals to, you have got
4
coordinates
minus
of D
4.
with you. So 4 minus
4.
4.
4 minus of what? Check 4 and 1. You'll have taken this point D as what? X2, Y2. You have taken this as X2, Y2. You have to understand this. Check
4 आएगा
X2,
आंसर. इधर.
Y2. 4 minus क्या आएगा? 4 minus क्या आएगा? Here in
4
this
minus
Minus
4
5
आएगा.
होगा.
4 minus of, check, you'll get it as minus 1. Understand? See, x2 minus x1 the whole square, na? x2 minus x1 the whole square. So you are taking coordinates of A as x1, y1. Is this clear? Is this clear to all the students?
Yes, sir.
So your x1 is what? Your x1 is minus 1. Your x1 is what? Minus, sorry.
Minus.
Yeah, x1 is minus 1. Is this clear? So 4 minus of minus 1. Okay, the whole square plus, check here. Now y2 means coordinate of D. y2 is 1. So 1 and y1 is 1. So 1 minus 1, the whole square. Is this clear to all the students? Now check what you will get. 4 minus of minus 1 is what?
5.
So 5 square plus 0 square. So 5 square plus 0 square is what?
25.
25. So what is the answer you are going to get?
5.
Is equal to 5.
Is equals to 5. So
5.
root of 25. So value of AD is 5. Check, very easy question. Understand, very easy question. You don't have to think much more on how to solve this. Okay, directly you can come closer to the answer. Is this clear to all the students? So let's move ahead to the next question. Now what about this? For finding AB and BC with the help of the information given in the figure, complete the following activity. AB equals to BC.
45 degree. 45.
Is the value of side given to you as 45? Tell me. AB equals to BC. This is what given to us. This is what given to us.
AC.
Or you can write that as isosceles triangle. You can write that as isosceles triangle also. Is this clear? In the next line, angle BAC. Now, as two sides are equal, angle BAC 45 degrees. Angle BAC would be 45 degrees. So now AB and BC, they are what? Sides opposite to 45 degrees. So side opposite to 45 degrees is how much?
1 upon root 2.
It's 1 upon root 2. Very good. So you'll write that as 1 upon root 2 into AC. Now check, they have given value of AC. They have given to you value of AC, that is root 8. So 1 upon root 2 into root 8. Is this clear? That would be, so once you start solving this, what you will get? You will get that as 2 root 2. Now why did they write that 2 root 2? Can anybody explain me? Why you have got here 2 root 2? Can anybody explain me this? 2 root 2 is simplified form of root 8. Okay. 2 root 2 is simplified form of root 8, as they have to cancel root 2 in the denominator. Understood? So 1 upon root 2 into 2 root 2. So what happens is this root 2 and this root 2 gets cancelled off. So what you will be left out with? 1 into 2. So 1 into 2 is what?
2.
2.
It is 2. Is this clear to all the students? Very easy question. Let's move ahead to the next activity. Check. In the figure, chord EF parallel to chord GH. Prove that chord EG is congruent to chord FH. Fill in the blanks and write the proof. Draw segment. Now check, when you look in the figure, the dotted line which is shown, that is the construction. That is what? Construction.
GF.
Construction.
So
GF.
draw segment GF. Understand? Very good. Very good. Yes. Now next is angle EFG is congruent to FGH. What is the reason for
Alternate
this?
angles.
Yes, very good. It's alternate
Angle.
angles. Now, how did you guess it out? See, for alternate angles, I'll tell you. Remember alphabet Z. For alternate angles, what you have to do is you have to remember alphabet Z. Check this. It is in Z shape. Remember this alphabet Z. Okay, and then the corner angles which they come. In this alphabet, this corner angles. This corner angles are what? Congruent. Is this clear? The next is angle EFG equals to,
FGH.
Arc EG.
check, inscribed angle theorem. Inscribed
Measure arc
angle,
EG.
arc EG or half of arc EG.
Half of arc EG.
Half of arc, wait, I'll write that. It's half arc What would come in the next step? What would come in the next step? Come on. What would come in the next step? FGH equals to
Half of
Half
the
of arc FH.
half of arc
Of FH.
FH.
FH. Is this clear? Yes. Now, from 1, 2, and 3. So what will you get from 1, 2, and 3? That arc EG equals to what?
Arc
Measure of arc FH.
Arc
RFH.
FH. So if the arcs are equal, so the corresponding chords are also going to be equal, because in the next step what they have given, that chord EG is congruent to chord FH. So what would be reason for this? What would be reason for this? chords corresponding the congruent arcs. What is the reason for this? Chords corresponding to the congruent arcs. Is this clear to all the students?
Yes, sir.
Any difference understanding this?
No.
No. So let's move ahead to the next question. Come on, tell me this. Are the triangles in the given figure similar? If yes, by which test?
SSS.
FFH.
SSS test. Okay, it is SSS test. So now how will you get that? Come on, tell me, how will you get that?
Because sides are given.
Okay, so what would you write in the blanks? What would you write in the blanks?
6/3.
6/3.
6/3. So 6/3. Okay.
2.
6/3.
Answer
So
2.
answer is 2. 8 upon what?
8/4.
8/4.
Very good. 8/4. So what is the answer here?
2.
2.
2.
Answer 2.
Yes.
Answer
Now
2.
10/5 is already given to you as 2. So therefore, PQ upon LM check equals to QR upon MM.
LM.
So
LM.
RP equals
LN.
to what? It's
LN.
LN.
And
LN.
is this clear to all the students? And L. Check. If you're not getting what to write, just check the ratios here. PQLM. Okay, you'll just check this ratios. PQLM, QRMN. So RP there. So what is there below RP? It's NL. So that you will write here. Is this clear? Now next line. So therefore, triangle PQR is similar to triangle LMN by what?
SS test.
It is SSS test. Is this clear to all the students?
Yes.
Yes. So let's move ahead to the next question. So help me out with this. In the adjoining figure, chord AB is congruent to chord CD. Prove that arc AC equals to arc BD. Again, same thing. Check. Dash is congruent to chord CD.
Chord AB is
Chord AB.
called chord CD.
Chord AB. Is this clear? Chord. That means arc AB is congruent to which arc?
Arc CD.
Yes. The reason is already given to you. It is the corresponding arcs of congruent chords of a circular congruent. So therefore, measure of arc here, what would be here? Measure of arc?
AB. AB.
AB. Very good. Very good. Measure of arc AB equals to measure of arc CD. So now here check, we are using the arc addition property. Measure of arc AC plus measure of arc BC equals to what would come here in this blank?
BC. BC.
AC and BC
BC.
दिया है, so BD and BC. Understand? So
BC.
answer is BC. Answer is what? BC. Is this clear?
BC.
Next line. Therefore, measure of what?
Arc AC.
AC.
Measure of arc AC equals to measure of arc BD.
BD.
So next line, arc AC is equals to arc.
BD.
BD.
Very good. Very good. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in this? You all can ask me so that we'll move ahead with the next question. Check. Question 3B, 6 marks. Solve any two of the following questions. Remember, in this question, 4 sub-questions of 3 marks each will be asked. Students should solve any two of them. Theorems may be asked in this question. Answers with solution are expected. Understand? So again, check, you've got options. There are 4 sub questions. Out of that, okay, you have to solve any any two. Okay, theorems may be asked in this question. So in this question, you expect at least one theorem. Okay, there is one theorem which is asked in this question. And here again, the answer with the solutions are expected. So this comes for 6 marks. So remember this, up till now, we have covered topics of 20 marks. Now question 3A of 3 marks, that is 23 plus 6, 29 marks. Is this clear? So let's move, we'll start solving kind of questions. Now check here. You get this kind of questions. Check. In a right angle triangle, the perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex is the geometric mean of the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. This is the geometric mean theorem, chapter number 2. So I've written the proof for this. Okay, in a right angle triangle PQR, okay, right angle triangle PQR, segment QS, check the segment QS is perpendicular to hypotenuse PR. So triangle QSR, so this triangle is similar to triangle PSQ. This is by the similarity of right angles, similarity of right angle triangles. So when the triangles are similar, the corresponding sides are in what? Corresponding sides are in proportion. Understand? So you get QS upon PS equals to SR upon SQ. Is this clear to all the students? So this is corresponding sides of similar triangles. Corresponding sides of similar triangles, CSST. So with respect to that, QS upon PS equals to SR upon QS. They just change the word titles. That is QS. So with respect to this, what you will get? You simply cross multiply. So QS into QS becomes QS square, and this PS would be multiplied with SR. So PS into SR. So therefore QS is the geometric mean of segment PS and SR. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in understanding this? Let me know so that we'll move ahead with the next question. No? Now, next question. In case of cyclic quadrilateral, understand opposite angles are supplementary. Here check, angle R and angle N. They are what? Opposite angles. They are what? Opposite angles. So, you know, in case of cyclic quadrilateral, what happens?
Opposite angle is equal to 180.
Supplementary. Your opposite angles are what? Supplementary. So with respect to that, okay, 5x minus 13 equals to 4x plus 4. So 5x plus 4x, 5x plus 4x will give you 9x. Is this clear? And after that, check minus 13 plus 4. So what is minus 13 plus 4?
9.
It's minus 9 because greater number is minus 13 with negative sign. So you'll get that as minus 9. So you'll get 9x minus 9 equals to what? 180 degrees. So once you solve that, you get value of x as what? You get value of x as 21. You'll get value of x as 21. Is this clear to all the students? Now, once you get value of x, so you just substitute that. So 5x minus 13, 5x minus 13 is written as 5 into 21 minus 13. So 5 into 21 is 105 minus 13, that is 92 degrees. Next, 4x plus 4. So 4 into 21, understand, plus 4. So 4 into 21 is 84, okay, and plus 4. So 84 plus 4 will give you 88. Is this clear to all the students? Any difficulty in understanding this? Any difficulty in understanding this? Come on, let me know so that we'll move ahead with the next question. We'll move ahead with the next question.
सर
Yes,
सेकंड मेथड फिर से रिपीट करो ना.
ये MRPN is cyclic quadrilateral, वो वाला बेटा.
हाँ.
Okay, check. First of all, what you have to do is you have to understand that when it is a cyclic quadrilateral, okay, so angle R and angle N are going to be what? Opposite angles. They're going to be what? Opposite angles. Now, in case of cyclic quadrilateral, your opposite angles are what? They are supplementary. They are what? Supplementary. Supplementary means they add up to 180 degrees. They add up to what? 180 degrees. So R plus N equals to what? 180 degrees. Is this clear?
Yes.
After that, what happens? Check. You'll add them. You've got 5x with you. Got 5x with you. And you've got 4x with you. So 5x plus 4x, what you'll get? 5x plus 4x, what 9x. Okay, so here check. I've written 9x. Is this clear? Now next step. Check. You've got minus 13 plus 4. Minus 13 plus 4. What is minus 13 plus 4?
-9.
It's minus 9. So you've got 9x minus 9 equals to 180. Now minus 9 will come to the other side. Minus 9 will come to the other side. So that becomes what? 180
minus 9.
180 minus 9.
9x.
180 plus 9 you will get it. It is equal to 189. Now why did I write there plus 9? Why did I write here plus 9? Because check, minus 9 is there, no? So minus 9, when it is going to change its place, okay, and when it is going to move to the other side, negative number becomes positive. So minus 9 becomes plus 9. So that is 180 plus 9, that is equals to 189. Understood? So you've got 189. So 9x equals to 189. This is equals to what? 9x equals to 189. So you'll just divide that. So with respect to that, you'll get value of x as 21. Is this understood better? Is this understood better? So we'll move ahead with the next part. Now check, once you get value of x, just substitute that. So 5 into 21, check, in place of x, I've written 21. So 5 into 21 minus 13. So 105 minus 13, that is 92. And here 4x. So 4 into 21, check, 4 into 21 plus 4, that is 88. So you've got values of angle R, 92 degrees, value of angle N, 88 degrees. Is this clear? So we'll move ahead with the next question. Now check. Draw. See, triangle PQR is similar to triangle LTR. In triangle PQR, PQ equals to 4.2, QR equals to 5.4, and PR equals to 4.8. So to construct triangle PQR and triangle LTR such that PQ upon LT equals to 3 upon 4. Now in this question, remember, value of one triangle is given to you completely. So what you will do is, first you will draw that triangle. First, you're going to draw that triangle. You have to construct that triangle first. Check. P, Q, R. You're going to construct triangle PQR. So what you will do is, now check which vertex is same both the triangles. R. Check R and R is same. This vertex is same, no? So you have to take this side, which would include R as the base. Remember this. You have to take side which will consist vertex R as the base. So check. Once you're going to start with the construction, understand you're going to take RQ. You're going to take RQ as the, okay, is this clear till here? So first you'll draw RQ as the base. Now after that, you'll take distance of 4.8 on your rounder. You'll take distance of 4.8 on your rounder, and from R, you'll cut an arc, okay, of 4.8. And after that, what you will do, from Q, you'll cut an arc of 4.2. So where the arcs they meet, check this arcs, they're meeting each other. This arcs, they're meeting each other. Okay, this arcs, they're meeting each other. So you will join that with R and Q. So your triangle PRQ. Okay, construction is complete. Now after that, check this ratio is given. This ratio is given 3/4. Greater number is what? Greater number is what? 4 is corresponding to what? LT. That means triangle LTR. It is corresponding to triangle LTR. So what you will do is, after constructing this triangle PQR, from point R, you take a line, okay, you draw a line, okay, with an acute angle at its base. Just take any acute angle. This is any acute angle, okay. This is any acute angle. This is any acute angle, and you draw it below. Now after that, whichever is the greater number, it's 4. That many arcs you are going to cut. Check, greater number is 4. So R1, R2, R3 and R4. You'll take a small distance on your rounder. From point R, you start constructing these arcs. 1, 2, 3. Understand? Now check. 3 is corresponding to PQ. So from third arc, you will draw a line and it will join with point Q. After that, same thing. You'll extend this line. Okay, you have to extend this line. From point Q. Okay. And you're going to draw copy of this angle. You're going to draw copy of angle R3Q. Check, you're going to draw copy of this angle R3Q here at R4. You're going to draw that at R4. Is this clear? Is this clear to all the students here? You're going to draw the copy of that angle there. So how will you take? You'll keep the tip at R3. You'll cut an arc across. In this way. Now from this position, from this point to the point on the arm of R3Q, that distance, okay, you'll take and you'll keep the tip at this point and you'll draw an arc. And you'll join that line with the line segment which you had extended. Okay. And again, copy of angle Q. Would be drawn here at point T. And then what you will do is you'll extend the line. Okay. You'll extend the line. So you'll get this triangle completed. You'll get triangle LTR. Okay. Where these two extended lines, check, where these two extended lines, they meet each other, this and this, they meet each other. Is this clear? So you have to draw when vertex is same. Check, when vertex is same. Understand this, when vertex is same, you draw copy of two angles. You draw a copy of two angles. One at the base, okay, means below, and one on the base of the triangle of the first which you have drawn. Is this clear to all the students? Is this clear to all the students? Practice this. Remember, this question is going to be asked definitely in your examination. Understand? So we'll move ahead with the next question. Any difficulty till here, students? You all can let me know. Any difficulty in understanding this? You all can let me know, so that we'll move ahead with the next question. No difficulty? Sorry. Check next question. In figure A-D-C and B-E-C, segment DE, side AB, if AD equals to 5, DC equals to 3, BC equals to 6.4, then find BE and EC. You have to find length of BE and EC. Check. You have to find length of BE and EC. Now again this. Here side DE is parallel to side AB. Here by mistake that parallel side is not kept. Side DE parallel to side EB. Now check. In triangle ABC, segment DE is parallel to side AB. So with respect to basic proportionality theorem, you get DC upon AD equals to EC upon BE. So you'll just substitute the value. Check. 3, 5. So 3 upon 5 equals to 6.4 minus x into BE is x. So we'll reshuffle the terms. Okay, we're going to reshuffle the terms. X in the denominator would be multiplied with 3. So you get 3x equals to 5 into 6.4 minus x. Check this upon x. Is this clear? Now, with respect to that, once you solve this, you'll get 3x equals to 32 minus 5x. Minus 5x will go to the other side. Minus 5x will go to the other side. So you'll get 3x plus 5x, that is 8x. So you'll get 8x equals to 32. So value of x equals to 32 upon 8, that is equals to 4. So therefore BE equals to what? 4 units. It's equals to 4 units. Can anybody help me out to find value of EC? What would be value of EC? Come on, tell me. What would be value of EC? What would be value of EC? Come on, tell me. What would be value of EC? EC equals to. Can anybody? Come on, try it out. 6.4. 6.4 minus, what is value of x? X you have got that as 4. So 6.4 minus 4. So that is what? 2.4. Is this clear to all the students? Is this clear to all the students? You all can ask. What is your doubt? Is this clear to all the students? Ma'am? Ma'am? Yes, Sujal Sitij. Any difficulty, beta? You all can let me know.
Yes, sir.
6.4 minus 4 कैसे किया आपने?
See, EC का value how much they have given to us? What is value of EC given to us? 6.4 minus x na. So BE, check, you have got BE as 4 and BE is what? X, check here. Value of x is what? 4. So 6.4 minus x would be written as 6.4 minus 4. Is this clear, beta?
So please explain me how you find the value of x.
Okay, check. By basic proportionality theorem, you have written 3 upon 5 equals to 6.4 minus x upon x. Till here you have understood, beta?
Yes.
This x would get multiplied with 3. You are reshuffling the terms. So you'll get x into 3 is 3x.
3.
And 5 would go up in the numerator place. So that is 5 into 6.4 minus x. Is this clear?
Yes.
Now, what happens here is this minus 5x would come to the other side. So it is 3x minus, so minus when it comes to that side becomes plus. So 3x plus 5x. So that is what?
8x.
3x, 8x. And 6.4 into 5. 6.4 into 5 is 32. So you get 8x equals to 32. So value of x is what? 32 upon 8. It is what? 32 upon 8. So that is equals to
4.
4. Understood? So from there you will get value of x as 4. Is this clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am?
Hello,
Ma'am, should I
sir.
stop? Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can stop here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.